So we're just gonna wait for some people to start popping up to discuss about the Ravens loss.
How did you feel today? Did it finally hit you or no? Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
it freaking sucks.
I was so disappointed. I you-
Nah, it definitely sucks. Today, just I think it pissed me off more seeing other teams, firing their coaches, and the Ravens are doubling down pretty much because I don't know if you saw, but Adam Ian actually was the one that was like, "Oh, the Ravens are gonna fire uh, Todd Monken. They're gonna keep Zach Orr and most likely John Harbaugh." So that should piss me off.
yeah, we still bleeding purple. We are bleeding so bad. The purple man, it's bad.
Yeah, it's really bad, man. It's hard to like root for this team right now, just based off the same mistakes we always make every year, man. Hey, yo,
Hey
shout outs to
guys.
everybody that tuned in. I was looking at you last night. I thought you were gonna. I'm still sick, but yeah, after that game, I couldn't do it. There was no way I was gonna go live. I was feeling like so much worse. It was horrible. But yeah,
Well, it's
guys, we
hard to
wanted to
talk
talk
about
about.
it.
Yeah,
It's like
I
you were
mean,
not in the mood. You just want to like punch the wall.
nah, it was horrible. It was horrible. Um, a lot of people are saying Tucker would have made that kick. Me personally, I feel like he would have missed because keep in mind, before Tucker left, he kept making the simple kicks difficult. Every simple kick that he should have made that was supposed to be automatic, he wasn't making them. So a game deciding kick, I feel like Tucker would have also missed.
Because he missed like a couple of years ago and it was crucial too, right?
Yeah.
So I
And and you just saw before what's his name? Before Luke got a chance to kick the ball, you saw a veteran miss like literally 3 minutes before him. A veteran. So to put that much pressure on a
rookie.
rookie kicker, what do you
No.
expect? It's literally a 50-50 chance, so and there was a potential flag, a potential penalty on that kick because somebody from the Steelers side they leaped over a player to try to block the field goal, and that's a flag. Let me
I,
see.
that's that's what I said, by the way, where it says Tuck was going through stuff behind the scenes, and I told you, right? I was like, he's got to be going through something because he doesn't miss, and he was having a
Yeah.
really bad season, and I was like, something's going on, like at home, because he cannot be like unfocused. He's not confident. He knew something was about to like just wash over him, and that was that, which
Oh,
is
something was definitely washing over Tucker.
oh my god. Yo, that's it's not the time to joke. What's wrong with you? We just lost. How can you even smile right now?
Hey man,
Uh,
Tucker.
I'm logging off. Bye.
After that game, Tucker definitely got his happy ending. When he saw Luke miss that, that boy was celebrating.
No, how can he celebrate? Look, when you're a leader and a veteran, you should want the younger up and coming person to be like doing his thing. And I mean, I know that him as a kicker being in that situation, having the whole weight in your shoulders the way Tucker had, and he missed, to have a rookie who this is his first year, who has not done anything or had the weight of the entire team and the entire
That was a
season,
big moment.
it's huge.
But that's what kickers live for. That's literally what they live for. That's what they practice for. So I get it. It's a hard thing to ask a rookie to do, right? But This is literally all they're practicing every single day on that practice field. They're just practicing how to kick, and they're hoping that it comes down to them making a field goal. Just like the receivers from young are always saying, I wish that, the Super Bowl depends on me catching a ball, or the quarterback, me making that big throw to win the game. Same goes for the kicker. They always hope that the game comes down to them making a kick. And when it's finally your time, I mean, it wasn't even close. It was a wide right.
But for both of them, it was a wide right. It was like, oh, speaking of that, hold on. Sorry, I just looked at this comment. What is totish? I don't know what that is. What is that?
What is the, I'm not sure.
But anyways, kind of.
Let me know what that is. I don't know what that is.
I know I'm seeing if maybe there's a sign somewhere. Like maybe we. I don't know. Somebody said today, out of the blue, they were like, "Oh, why don't we trade?" This is crazy. I don't agree with it, but they're like, "Why don't we trade Kyle Hamilton to get a first round pick
No.
and like a couple of good picks so that we can get a bunch of good players for that our one like." I was like, "What is going on with you? Why would you want to do that?"
Kyle Hamilton is literally the
Never.
only solid piece on that defense. The only solid piece. So you're gonna take away that one solid piece to create more holes. That just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, Kyle is literally our defense. You can't.
As soon
You
as he
saw it,
went out, what did we do
but
yesterday?
that's not good. That's good, but at the same time, you guys have to admit that's not good. Like the the state of our defense cannot.
Rely on one person. You can't.
Yeah, it can't rely on Kyle's shoulders. Our defense should have been able to continue to function because the way everything just crumbled was just bad coaching. You could see like they weren't well coached, they weren't well disciplined. I mean, Roquan, he was tackling with no fucks giving. He was hitting just to hit. He wasn't trying to look. And yes, I would like that, but at the same time, look at what happens. He injured more players on our team than he did for the Steelers.
But he wasn't the only ones. The guy who
Yeah,
ran into
Alohi
Kyle,
Gilman. Yeah, Alohi Gilman, the same thing happened to him, but
like what's going on? Why are
you
all
can't.
of our people running against each other and hitting each other and taking each other out? That's not the way to go. Not in a divisional
Oh, do you
game.
have a gun? So, Tushy means do you have a gun? I
Oh.
feel that. I feel that, man. After yesterday's game, yeah. Ravens just need a new offense coordinator. But we had new offense coordinators. Keep in mind, under John Harbaugh, we already had 7 offensive coordinators and 7 defensive coordinators. But the common denominator every single time is John Harbaugh. I don't think changing the coordinator on offense or defense is going to really make a difference. We're going to continue to see the same problems. We keep blowing double digit leads because Harbaugh gets too comfortable with them. He starts playing scared football. He doesn't get aggressive. He tries to kill the clock, and a lot of the times it bites us in the ass every single time. You see Tomlin had run all over us. Yeah, yeah, man. And it wasn't even like straight running the ball. I mean, they were just doing a bunch of checkdowns. You saw Aaron Rodgers, he didn't make any big throws. He just kept passing to his checkdowns, simple
Like
left,
short
right.
passes, yeah.
Uh, and that's how he was able to throw for like what, over 300 yards. I don't know how much he threw for,
Did you
but
see how many times what's his face was open? What's his name? Number 14 for them. Ugh, I just forgot his name.
Gainwell.
Yes, yes. He was open, wide open, and he threw it to Gainwell consistently.
Yeah.
Consistently, and he was open. Mind you, was Kyle Pitts covering Gainwell most of the time before he went out?
Nah, he was, I think, on what's his name? Adam Thielen, I think,
Actually, yeah, I think that's true. But still, why was Kenneth Gainwell like open as much as he was with our group?
because I I don't know what it is, but our defense can't seem to stop the screen pass. It happens every single game. When it comes to the screen pass, we can never stop it. So it doesn't matter what team decides to run the screen pass on us, we just can't stop that. So that's something that, and on our side, we can't seem to execute the screen pass with Lamar,
Yeah, I
but we
noticed that.
continue to use it. And so we can execute it and we can't stop other teams from executing that play. So that's something that has to be worked on, you know?
Why did Harbaugh on third and 20 when he was average 6 yards a carry?
I said that when it happened live. I lost, I lost my, you guys know, I lost it. See, I feel like Harbaugh during this game was being very petty. I feel
Yeah,
like
I
he
agree.
did that just to say, okay, you wanted me to run Henry? You want him to get the ball more? All right, Henry, third and 20. Go and win us this game because you're so good.
He gave it to him on third and 20 or something, right?
Down the middle. Like it wasn't even a creative
Oh
play
my gosh.
down the middle.
Can't
So
can't do that. That's never gonna work.
how how do you expect to win games like that? Third and long every single time the screen pass. We're never creative. Not just that, but then you throw to Mark Andrews, who is not even at the near the first down, and you see like he's well covered. So what are you gonna get out of it? So that comes down to Lamar as well. Like Lamar, I don't know. I just didn't like the game plan one bit. One bit. I appreciate, that they ran Derrick Henry more, but you have to be realistic of when to run him, right? When it calls for it. When it's third and two, run Derrick Henry. When it's
The
first
safe
down,
bet.
run Derrick Henry. But when it's third and 20, what are you doing?
Yeah, that was very crazy. That was crazy.
Or let's just say like a scenario. Let's say we're down by, I don't know, 15 points, right? And there's only 4 minutes left. You don't run Derrick Henry, but I feel like if that was the case, John Harbaugh, just to get back at the fans and everybody, would probably run Derrick Henry just to say, you see, I ran him like you guys asked, but
It's about strategy. You can't just run him because we're asking you to run him. You have to run him when it makes sense. And that's what really ticked me off as well. You gotta use him when it makes sense. I think
yeah,
the first half, sorry, the first two quarters, Lamar only had like 66 passing yards because he wasn't passing the ball, which okay, I understand, but you gotta I don't know, it might be crazy, but it maybe run some, maybe pass some. You have to get to the other side, so
yeah,
you can't just you can tire them out too. That's a plan. But to do something as running him when it's third and like 20, I don't know. I'm wondering
yeah,
what everyone is thinking at this point. Even Henry himself, he can run that far, but they know that this is third down. They know that if he's in the field, he's probably gonna get the ball. They know they have to put the stop. So it's like what this person says, sabotage. And five
yeah.
carries in the second half. Yeah, that's also sabotage. And somebody
Yeah,
was
he should
saying
have
that
got the ball a lot more than he did because 5 carries in the second half after he just ran, what, 120 in the first half?
and they didn't even let him get a
Same
touchdown.
mistakes every single time. That was the same lead ref from the AFC Championship. Yep, the same ref that screwed us. He always has his hands in the game, bro. Like I feel like he's gambling. He's definitely gambling because some of the calls he makes is just ridiculous, man. It's very ridiculous. Who do you
Yeah.
want as a coach? Ed Reed. I 1000% want Ed Reed because they're constantly bringing him into the facility for what? To talk to the players, to help study film. So if you need him in there that much, why not just give him the job? He already was a coach for a college team, right? So you see, he wants to coach, and every time he steps into the facility, for some reason the team decides to play great. So you already see how much impact Ed Reed would have if he is at the head coach, right? So I personally would choose Ed Reed. If not my next option, I know everybody wants Brian Flores, but I personally would want Eric Bieniemy, because you saw how disciplined and how well the Chiefs played under him. Once he left, the Chiefs have not been the same. And you could say, oh, well, that's because Tyreek Hill left. But everybody, even the commanders, they used to complain how hard every player on the commanders team used to complain how hard Eric Bieniemy was on the players. He will not cut anybody any slack. So me, I think that Eric Bieniemy would be a great head coach because he will put everybody on check, keep everyone on check. And that's
Mm.
something that our players desperately need right now, because everybody just they drop a ball and it's all right. You did your best. We'll get them next time. Who got it better than us? So yeah, that's what it is. And our players, they need somebody who's gonna hold them accountable. They just keep it at that. Let's keep it at that. We need a coach that is gonna keep every player accountable, not just the low tier players like what Lamar tried to do with Tyler Luke. Apparently, Lamar got in his face and got mad at him when he kicked the ball out of bounds. Why didn't you give the same energy to Roquan Smith? To the players when they lose the fumble or whatever, or they cause an interception. So we need a head coach that's gonna hold everybody accountable. That's what's missing on this team. And it has to come from the very top, the head coach position, in my opinion. Let me know, guys, in the comment, who do you guys think would be a great coach? The Salah, I got scared with him because I saw a post that Ian Rap Sheet he reposted, but he signed with some sort of agency. But I thought he signed with a college team. I was like, oh damn, like he's stepping down like from NFL to yeah,
He was the Jets. Now he's with the 49ers, right?
yeah. I think he's like a defense coordinator or something.
Yeah, he's not a head coach anymore. I thought
Yeah,
he was pretty
I
good
like him
with the
though.
Jets. I like him too. I
Yo, I mean, Aaron Rodgers did what Aaron Rodgers did. He ran every head coach that he does. Like every time he loses, he always puts the blame on the head coach. He never takes accountability. So I thought like if the Steelers were going to lose this game, Aaron Rodgers was somehow, some way was going to put that on Mike Tomlin, and that was going to be it for Tomlin. But believe it or not, this game we won, because this game the loser truly wins. If the Steelers would have lost this game, they would immediately get rid of Mike Tomlin.
but we're not getting rid of John Harbaugh so far.
It's a topic.
He's
Now
still.
it's something
It's
that
been a
at the
topic
very
though.
minimum, no, it
It's been
hasn't.
a, it has been a topic lately.
Mm-mm.
I've never seen so many people say, "Let's get rid of John Harbaugh." The way people are
Yes,
saying now.
now, but like last year after the that loss, everybody was saying, "Oh well, Mark Andrews needs to make that catch. Well, Lamar Jackson needs to not throw interceptions, not fumble, not this, not that." But everybody was protecting Harbaugh. But now, finally, everybody is talking about it. Now, finally, it's a topic that can be had
Doesn't
not
mean
only
much though.
internally, but also in the media. is being talked about way more, because I used to get mad hearing like Nick and all these other media
Ugh,
people
that guy pisses me off.
talking about the coaching staff, because they will always praise Harbaugh, but deep down they know why they were doing it. They were only praising Harbaugh because they know if the Ravens get rid of Harbaugh and get a real head coach, that's all Lamar needs. Lamar doesn't necessarily need better receivers. Even the O line, I know it's horrible, but the true handicap on this team is the head coach. That's the handicap. And
That's the
everybody
common
knows,
denominator in every problem.
yes. So everybody knows the moment our head coach is out of here, Lamar is good. He's good to go. When Henry couldn't get yards, he waited until the fourth quarter to start passing. Yeah. And also running. Yo, I don't know what Lamar was doing on that throw to DeAndre Hopkins. Lamar is in his own head, right? In my opinion, because there was so much room for him to get a first down, but he decided to just throw the ball. And what has always been the issue with us? Receivers not catching the ball. Sometimes Lamar overthrowing, underthrowing. So there's a lot of stuff you can't control, right? Or a player on the defense intercepting your pass to DeAndre Hopkins, right? You can't
Which
control
we
all
didn't
that.
even use like that. But
But one
anyways,
thing you could control is you just running to get a first down.
he didn't do that.
He
That's
just threw
what
it
ticked
to
me off.
DeAndre Hopkins for the bigger play because he said supposedly, oh, he would have been gone. That would have been a touchdown.
But
But
once you saw him not going anywhere and you were running towards him and the other guys were like, you could have gotten that first down and you would have gotten us the first down. But you can't do nothing. You cannot complain. Yes, there's always going to be miscommunication, in my opinion. I know not everybody's going to study film like X, Y, and Z person studied the film. So when you have those situations and you're not on the same page, like what Aaron Rodgers did when he kept using all of the timeouts. He should have made those calls. There's times when you have to make those calls. There's times when you have to make a decision as a leader, especially as a quarterback. And I love Lamar, so it's not nothing against him, but it's like in that moment, in that particular play with DeAndre Hopkins, he should have just ran into the first down, got out of bounds, move on to the next. Every little
yeah,
second, every little yard in this game mattered. Every
yeah,
little yard.
yeah. Five carry. Yo, Michael, I like the two things you said, man. Five carries in the second half equals sabotage. That's a fact. What's up, Lady Ram? What up, the flock? EDC is the bigger problem than Harbaugh. I'm gonna tell you guys why Michael is 1000% right on this. EDC is the bigger problem because EDC let Mike McDonald leave
Yeah,
because
and look
he
who's there at the
picked
playoffs.
John Harbaugh over EDC. I hope it,
Oh, you paused.
okay, I was trying to look at a picture that I found earlier. You can see me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I try to get out of this screen, but I'm gonna tell you guys. So the Ravens were first in defense, I think, last year under Mike, right? And now the Seahawks are second best in the NFL defense with Mike. So you could see Mike is truly the reason why our defense was so great.
Yep.
Um, so when you lose somebody like Mike that has a lot of potential over an old voice in the locker room that everyone's getting tired of, that says a lot about your judgment. So EDC made a horrible judgment call because he wanted to keep his friend. Because let's be honest, Harbaugh is only there because he's friends with EDC and the owner, nothing else. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh well, look at the foundation that Harbaugh has built, the culture that he brought." No, That culture was here before John Harbaugh got into the Ravens facility. Ray Lewis built that. Terrell Suggs, Shannon Sharp. I hate Shannon Sharp, but I would even give him credit for that. That was already built. The culture was already here. That defense culture was already here. He walked in into a perfect situation and took all credit for something that was already there. So I can't accept people that say, "Oh, well, look at what he's done for the Ravens." He hasn't done anything for the Ravens. That ring that we got, that was all the defense.
Yeah.
They stopped listening. They were having players only meetings. That speaks volumes. Just how much respect the players had for the coach. They didn't. They said we're gonna do this on our own, and they did. So it's time. It's way overdue for us to get a new head coach because as much as you guys want to say, oh well, if Harbaugh leaves, he'll instantly find a new job in less than a week. That's good, but answer this, right? What's easier done? John Harbaugh finding the right team to lead to a Super Bowl, or us finding a head coach that could take Lamar Jackson to a Super Bowl? Lamar Jackson is only a head coach away to getting to a Super Bowl.
He should have had it a long time ago, and it
You know,
sucks.
you know how many great head coaches there are out there that are great, but they just don't have a freaking quarterback to support their talent, their
Who?
vision. Look at Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin is a great coach, but he doesn't have a quarterback. And there is many Mike Tomlins out there. They're great coaches, but they don't have a quarterback. John Harbaugh has a quarterback. He's had a good roster many times, and he can't get the job done. Blown leads time after time after time. His ego with that doghouse, it's not doing anything for us.
I think he would much rather show people his, like, I guess, the team who's in charge, rather than make the plays that helps everybody win.
Yeah,
And like,
egotistic.
you can't be like, for example, having Justice Hill in a lot of the crucial moments,
Oh my God.
and
Yeah,
and you're just like, I mean, I don't have anything against Justice Hill, but sometimes it just didn't make sense. And it was
yeah.
always in the crucial moments, like you really want this guy to get like.
To convert the first down.
But
Yeah,
see, sometimes it's not even your night. Sometimes it's not your day to have a touchdown. Sometimes it's not, even if you want to do rotations like you want to do, or like he said, he was trying to get everybody in rotation. That's fine. But if the game is on the line, if you see that you're losing up your 20 something point lead, maybe don't worry about rotations. Maybe worry
yeah.
about who got you that lead in the first place.
The
It's
hot
not,
hand, feed the hot hand.
you can't just
Simple.
force somebody to have a touchdown because you want to have a rotation.
Yeah,
I get the point and I get the idea, and I think I appreciate when people are like, okay, let's everybody have a piece of the pie, right? Everybody wants to have the victory. Everybody wants to do their little dance on the camera. That's fine. Maybe it's not your day. Maybe you can't force that. You have to
yeah,
worry always about the team, the points. You cannot lose the lead. You cannot blow what you're winning, and that's
yeah,
frustrating.
yeah.
Ugh,
2 years in a row, Lamar gets us down the field with Likely. Yeah, Likely definitely showed up.
that was impressive. I like that.
Likely, Likely is gonna go to the Chiefs. Watch. Likely is the missing piece for the Chiefs. He is going to the Chiefs. Y'all gonna remember what I said. Clip this. He's going to the Chiefs. And the next person loses the game for us. Yeah, that happened last year with Mark Andrews. Lamar Jackson got us down the field. And Lamar Jackson, just yesterday, he got us down the field twice.
Shout out Isaac Bowles. He wanted a shout out. So, I gotta do it. But anyways, what you say?
Yeah, Lamar Jackson yesterday, he got us down the field twice when it mattered. So everyone who's saying, "Oh, Lamar doesn't show up when it matters in the big games, when we need him to be Superman, he can't be Superman." Yes, he can. Both times, it wasn't on Lamar Jackson. Mark Andrews dropped the ball. Zay Flowers fumbled the ball at the goal line, and Tyler Loop unfortunately missed that field goal. This was not on Lamar Jackson. This was not on Lamar Jackson. So that's actually a positive out of this because now we're finally seeing that Lamar Jackson. I would like to see this though in the postseason, right? I wanted to see how he's gonna play in the playoffs because we've seen Lamar Jackson be great in the regular season, but I need to see the same thing for him in the postseason. Hopefully, we can see this next year. EDC and Harbaugh are both the issue. That's a fact. What's your favorite for the Super Bowl? Yo, for the Super Bowl, I'm riding with the Seahawks 1000%. I am rooting for Mike McDonald. I want him to win that Super Bowl so he can show the Ravens EDC what they missed out on. And if Lamar leaves the Ravens, I hope he finds his way to the Seahawks with Mike. Because let's be honest, Sam Darnold, he's not a great quarterback. But look what Mike does with Sam Darnold. Can you imagine Mike with
Can
Lamar
you?
and not having Harbaugh telling him, "Oh, let's play it safe, let's run out the clock," like actually being aggressive the way he wants to be. I would love to see Lamar. If he has to leave, I would love to see him go with the Seahawks.
You think? You
What's
think
it?
he would thrive there?
Oh yeah,
Take Sam
oh yeah.
Darnold's spot?
Just the fact that it's in the NFC, he will make everybody look horrible. I agree. Eric left. Chiefs were never the same. Yeah, they weren't. Regards, Germany. Shout outs to you. Facts. Your coach with discipline. Yep. Yo, we're way behind. Starks Hamilton. It's because we're talking too much.
Oh, I don't know.
Stars
I'm just
Hamilton.
here
Stars
nodding
is
my
a bus
head.
watch. Eric B or the Vikings DC would be awesome. Who's the Vikings DC?
What?
The Vikings defense coordinator. I don't know who that is. Let me know.
Um,
Lady Ram, let me know in the comments who's the Vikings coordinator. Starks is a rookie. That in a system that was never right. Yeah, I mean Zach Orr, he's just not experienced. Salah with Ed Reed and Bienemy as coordinators. That would be fire. Yo, Michael, that would be fire. Like some people are saying Ed Reed, maybe he's not he shouldn't be head coach just yet. He needs more experience as a coach, right? As a player with the mind, he's there. But when it comes to coaching, he might need a little bit more time to be under someone's wing, right? So I like this. Salah with Ed Reed and the enemy as coordinator. I just would like the enemy in our coaching staff. I don't care where it is. It could be I don't want to diss him, but I don't care. It could be anywhere. But the enemy in our locker room, I feel like could change everything within our team. We're not going to see any more drop passes. We're not going to see any ridiculous penalties. It could fix so much because the enemy is so hard on his players. Pause. I know that sounds horrible, but the enemy he'll just keep you accountable, and that's something that we need. We need somebody to come and hold every single player accountable, every single one of them. They're gonna let go. Yeah, I heard that report. They're letting go of Monken supposedly, which is crazy. And Ian decided to say, and we're gonna keep that young, bright Zach Orr. So I was like, young, bright Zach Orr should never be in the same sentence because he is not bright. Not intellectually, but like he's not there yet, bro. He should have never got in this position. But because he's buddies with John, he got this job. And that's the problem. In Graven, at one point, he kept saying, Hood Harbaugh, Hood Harbaugh, Hood Harbaugh. He gave his friend a job. It sounds good. But when at the end of the day, look what happens when you hire your friends. You're not hiring who's best qualified for a job. You're just hiring because you like them or because they'll listen to whatever you want them to do. And that's not the way to hire people. You need to hire people the right way. They need to go through the right process. Are you qualified? Yes or no. If you're not, try again next year. Reapply next year. But that's our big issue that Harbaugh just loves to hire people that he knows, that he's cool with, and that he knows he can manipulate. Do you think they will let Harbaugh go? I personally hope they do, but by the reports I'm reading, it sounds like they're not going to.
I thought this loss was supposed to mean that though. I
It
mean,
was supposed
like,
to, they're going to talk about it. They're going to talk about it. And they might even go as far as this might be like that break or make, like if you don't get it right this year, this season, that's it. But I I feel like no, but at the same time, if you really heard Lamar Jackson's post conference yesterday after the game, they asked him about Harbaugh. They said, do you feel like his job is in jeopardy or something like that? And instead of instead of Lamar saying no or yes, he decided to say, we just lost this game. Why are you asking me this right now? This and that. I'm stunned. All that, right? He should have just answered because if they would have asked him, some show said today, if they would have asked him, like, hey, do you think Derrick Henry should come back next year? Lamar would have immediately answered, yes, I want him back next year.
mm-hmm.
He wouldn't have given that response of, oh, I'm just in shock right now. Don't ask me this right now. So I feel like Lamar kind of set a tone for the front office to hopefully at least discuss should we keep him around or not. I want him gone. I wanted him gone since honestly 2018 he should have been gone. But Lamar saved his job. 2019 I was like, okay, maybe we could see some change. He fooled everybody. Everybody. But a lot of us 2020 we already saw it. We're like, okay, he fooled us. He needs to go. And we kept him around and we're here today. It's a topic now more than ever. Yeah. This is definitely a topic more than ever. And I hope it's not just a topic. I hope it comes out to some change. It has to come down to some change. Why do other teams make mistakes and find ways to win, but the Ravens cannot do the same? Yeah. Just get Lamar middle of the pack O line and rebuild offense, and we will own the NFL. Lamar was trying to get D Hop to keep going as there was no one there. Yeah, I know he was trying to do that, but um, it didn't happen. And there was room for Lamar to at least get the first down. Now, that didn't necessarily impact the whole game, but it's situations like that I feel like Lamar has to get out of his head. If something is there for him to get at least a first down, just run and get the first down. Don't try to make these crazy throws. Now, that throw to D Hop would have not been anything crazy, but we've seen Lamar a lot of times, instead of getting an easy first down, throw a 30, 40-yard ball and it gets dropped, it gets intercepted, it gets,
Shots,
yeah, like
like
tipped over
every
for
time.
interception or whatever. So instead of doing that, just get us the first down. See another day to play the game, keep going, keep the momentum going. um, but he wants to desperately just prove to everybody, I'm a passer, I'm a passer, I'm a passer, I'm a passer. We get it. You are. You already proved it. But you're also a mobile quarterback. And that's why you're so special because you are a great passer, but you're also a great mobile quarterback.
Yeah,
Like we've never seen before. I was a huge Michael Vick fan. But when I saw Lamar play,
fell
I
in
said,
love.
Michael who? Lamar was trying to get Lamar Hopkins to run out, but Hopkins didn't know he was trying. He did that today in the same game. Lamar should have just passed it to D Hop, but he made up for it in 4th and 7. He definitely made up for it. Exactly, Lady Ram. It was a miscommunication for sure. We could have had Cam Little as well. Cam Little? You mean Cam Newton? Cam Little? That was 2023. Last year, the defense was bad up until week 10 last year. Yeah. The defense won the Super Bowl, not Harbaugh. Yeah. That's what I've been telling you guys. But Nag, what's up, man? Greetings from Hotlands. Steelers gonna win it all. That's crazy. That is crazy. It's not happening. Look, and honestly, could anybody on here tell me if we had won this game, do you guys really think we would have made a run? Me personally, I feel like Harbaugh would have done what Harbaugh always does, and eventually we would have lost. I don't, at best, we would have made the AFC conference, and that's it. I didn't have faith in Harbaugh. I have faith in our guys, but I have zero faith in John Harbaugh. And I said it from the very beginning of the season. It's not that I don't trust the Mark can do it. It's not that I don't trust Dave, Mark Andrews. I trust everybody. I just don't trust John Harbaugh to get out of his ways. If he would have saw all the success with Derrick Henry, like we ran with him, he could win us games. If we just mix up Derrick Henry with Lamar, it's a working recipe. Come the AFC Championship, he would be like, how can I make this more fun? What if we give the ball to Justice Hill 5 times in the first drive? He would have found a way. He would have found a way to mess it up. I don't think we would have won. Steelers, nobody believes. I could put money on Steelers being a one and out in the playoffs. They're not winning anything. That's a
Against the
fact.
Texans, you don't think? Because they have a
Hell
good
no.
defense.
They
Not
have a
saying.
great defense. They have the best defense in the NFL
I
against
know, I know. I'm just
old
saying because
Rodgers. No,
look how aggressive that they played against us. They took so many of our people out. Like I don't think they play
yeah,
very
no, no, no,
rough.
no, no. Not against the Texans. It's not happening. It's not happening. I'll be shocked if they put up 3 points. Honestly. And I'm not being a
Yeah,
hater. This is not
okay.
no hater, nothing. I'll be shocked if they put up 3 points. They're
There's
not.
something else.
I think the NFL wants Josh. Yeah. Well, as much as you could want him to win all you want, but Josh is
He's
not
not
playing
having a
great.
good
He
season.
is
This year.
not playing great. I don't see a way Josh wins. But he has a better chance than the Steelers. But Josh Allen is not playing that good.
No, I don't think they do actually. They're they're
Just give it to
equally
the
as
running
bad.
back. They just need to put the game on the running back's hands. That's it. Just keep feeding him the ball. Let him do all the hard work.
You
And
talking about
just
James Cook, or you
James
talking about
Cook,
playing a
yeah.
clean role?
No, no, no. James Cook. Just give it to James Cook and let him win the game. Steelers will lose in the division. Yeah. They don't have the firepower for that. No, they're gonna get blown out against the Texans. It's not even gonna be close. I promise you. The Bills will lose to the Jaguars. Shout outs to me, please. Oh, you already shot the Bro, take the fishing hat. Is my hat wrong? Oh, you mean like this?
Mm,
Okay. Likely has always been him. Yes, he is.
but is he
Likely
gonna
is that guy,
stay?
bro. He's not. Would you want to stay? I personally,
I'd be irritated.
I would wait to see how things are going with the head coach position. I wouldn't sign anything. Even Lamar, I wouldn't. I'll be like, look, we're not talking no extension, nothing until you guys tell me what you plan to do with John Harbaugh. No more sugarcoating it. Tell them straight up. I wouldn't sign anything. I can't believe they threw the ball to Keaton when Hill is the catcher. Harbaugh needs to learn his players' strength and weakness. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I agree with
why
that.
is Mike Green constantly in coverage? And then we're complaining, oh, he can't get after the quarterback. Yeah, because he's in the backfield covering their number one wide receiver. So how do you expect them to get at the quarterback when he's constantly getting at the wide receivers, the tight end? Like, what are we doing? What are we actually doing? And I personally do not know a whole bunch about, oh, that's, they're in this formation, they're going to run that play. I'm not that good at it. But I could tell you, I know damn well a pass rusher should not be covering no damn tight end, um, wide receivers. Why is Kyle Van Noy? And thank God he blocked. I forgot who he blocked. I feel like it was Jamar Chase. But there was this one game where I saw Kyle Van Noy in the backfield, and the quarterback threw it to him, and he blocked it or intercepted it. I can't remember what he did, but thank God he did what he was supposed to. But when I saw that, my heart dropped to my ass, bro. I was like, no, not like this. Please. Bro, I was over it, man. But yeah, I don't understand why Harbaugh uses our players the way he does, because he knows what their strength is, and he always tries to get cute. He's like, how can we make this more interesting? You know, and he puts a left guard at center. He'll put a tight end at wide receiver. He'll or as a fullback. I don't know. He's crazy, man.
He's
He needs
crazy.
to be investigated. Let's go Steelers, man. Turf toe again. I predicted likely going to the Chiefs 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Oh, I didn't predict 2 years ago, but after I saw how they were doing likely, because you guys know how the Ravens like to do their players. When it's time to pay them, their usage goes all the way down. They don't see the field that much. They don't design plays for them anymore, just so that they could try to get that cheap deal and say, "Oh, well, this season you didn't produce like last year. You're going downward, so you got to give us that friendly deal." That's what the Ravens do. As much as you guys want to say, "Oh, the Ravens is this great franchise. It's a family oriented." Nah, bro, they do their players dirty.
Mm.
Siblings are dating. Ravens are inconsistent every year. If they didn't lose these games, they could call that. Yeah, they could have chilled last game. We got ourselves into this situation, man. I mean,
It does take a team to win.
look, man. Had Harbaugh started Tyler Huntley over Cooper Rush early on in the season, this game wouldn't have mattered. We would have won 3, 4 games with Tyler Huntley. This game, Lamar and everybody would have been resting. The problem is that all teams have turnovers in the playoffs and Super Bowls. Yeah, but it takes a team to win. It does. Get a shout out. They get this
Motivational dailies. Shout
shout
out
out.
Motivation Dailies 2025. Where's your sound effects?
Brian. I'm using the phone.
Dang.
Brian's Flores. Yeah, everyone wants Flores. Brian's Flores. He was. Oh, he's the one with Minnesota. He was the head coach for Miami. I remember that. Yeah, when he was the coach of Miami, he was tearing us up, bro, with the blitz. You remember that with the Dolphins? We got murked in Miami in front of Lamar's entire family and friends, bro. We got murked. It was disgusting.
I don't remember that.
They fired him because they said he was too hard on Tua. Bro, do they have this that same energy with the turf? Because everything is too hard on Tua, bro. Tua and his concussions. It's nah, man. He would bring back that discipline that the Ravens have not had since 2012. Yeah, I mean, he definitely would. Eric Bieniemy, right? Or Brian Flores? Who you talking about, Lady Ram?
Then she's talking about Brian Flores.
Ray Lewis for head coach. Rex Ryan for DC. Eric Bieniemy for offense coordinator. Ed Reed, secondary coach. I like that. I like that a lot. But Ray Lewis, supposedly, he doesn't want to coach. I think he's coaching his son's football team, if I'm not mistaken. Something with his son. I can't remember what it was, but he already turned down any potential head coach job opportunity or whatever. I would even think Ray and Ed Reed would do great as well. Yep. Bishadi is too far up our roster. Boy, wonder. Facts.
Dang.
Facts. I don't see Bishadi stepping up and saying, nobody is willing to make the change, so I'm going to do it. I feel like he's just going to let them take all the heat and continue this circus show. It was a crazy question. The man is pissed off. Should have been gone in 2018. Hmm. Tucker would have gave them. Yeah, that's hilarious. Tucker would have gave us a happy ending. Yo, that's hilarious. Yeah, Tucker probably laughing at the Ravens. So you want him to do more check downs, but without Hill this year, everyone was down the field. Mm. Or the kicker from the oh, Cam Little. Okay, same old. Same. Bro, why can't I see? Do I need glasses?
She
This is
probably needs help.
crazy. I'm sorry, guys. I'm having a hard time seeing. I'm like seeing doubles. I don't know if I need glasses or if I'm just like way too sick. Babe, why don't you continue reading? I think we should have beat the Texans.
We would have beat the Texans, sir. Would
We would
have.
have, yeah, we would have.
I feel like we would
No,
have
with
too,
the
but
Texans,
so many injuries. I don't know how we would do that.
I
Like
feel like Lamar checked out early.
obviously, no. If
That
we
was the
wouldn't
game
make
he.
the playoffs,
Oh, you're talking about okay, okay.
the
You're talking
coming
about
up game.
playoffs. I thought you were talking about the actual game we played this season.
No, no, no.
Lamar checked out that game. He was like, "Yo, I don't know what y'all got going on, but let me tell y'all, my hamstring is hurting. Take me out, coach. My
Wow.
leg, my arm, my
No.
spleen."
Relax.
Lamar was checked out.
Relax.
Lamar was checked out.
No, he's not that sensitive. Relax. That's a diva. Who you say was a diva? Joe Burrow, not my Lamar. You need to relax.
All right, let's keep going.
It says,
Great
yeah. Why
question.
don't the casuals ever wait, what? Why don't the casuals ever ask the defense to do more? Great question. EDC2. Someone said another person
Wait,
said, let's go
why
Steelers.
don't the casuals ever ask the defense to do more? Yeah, because the casuals want to stick up for I don't say Lamar for Harbaugh because the casuals a lot of times they don't really care if we win or lose. I feel like a lot of casual fans they just want to go with whatever the front office says is good or bad. Like we love Harbaugh as long as he's here, right? Everyone's gonna stick up for Harbaugh, but the moment they let him go, they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, Harbaugh was horrible. He's trash and this and that." We love Lamar. The moment he leaves, they're gonna say, "Oh, Lamar was not that great and whatever." That's what a lot of these casuals they give me that that's what they're giving pretty much, right? Like they're just like, ugh, can't stand a lot of them. EDC
Jeez.
too. Let's go Steelers, bro. You guys are not going to go far.
Wait, they didn't make the playoffs. When was the last time the Steelers made the playoffs? And I'm not trying to be shady. I'm just trying to figure it out.
2020 against the Browns.
Oh yeah. Against the Browns?
Kennedy. Hey, shout outs for the $5 donation. I see a lot of people. This is my first time doing this on my phone. I see a lot of people when they put the. I'm trying to put this comment on the screen so it could show, but I don't know how to do that. I love Lamar Jackson and King Henry, but A-Rod was too much for the Ravens this year.
I don't think it was an Aaron Rodgers reason why the
No,
Steelers
but look,
won.
in this game, when Kyle Hamilton goes out, you have to take care, you have to take advantage of that situation.
And he did.
And Aaron
They did.
Rodgers did just that.
They definitely
He
did. They
started
knew.
he started targeting that Kyle Hamilton island, and it worked out. It worked out great. They kind of went away from the running game and started going more so on the more complex plays, right? So I feel like he did what he had to. But if we're being honest, if Kyle Hamilton doesn't go down,
It would be
that
a different
defense
game.
was our defense, as not so good as they were playing, they were locking you guys down. They held you guys to 0 points for what, like the first half, I think, or the first quarter, I can't remember. But
First quarter, I think, because they had
other
a
than
field
that,
goal.
yeah, they weren't really letting you guys make your way upfield. So had it not been for Kyle Hamilton going down, I don't think you guys would have put up points. The Steelers lost against the Ravens last year in the wild card.
But what did we do with
You
that?
did.
You know what I mean? Like, it sucks. Like, it's one thing to win and do something with it, but like, nah, it's annoying. I hope you guys do actually. I mean, I know that this is not the page to say nothing, but and maybe I should stop myself. Yeah, let me just stop myself. But do something with it,
My my
shit.
nephew, my nephew's a Steelers fan.
That's why I have to ride for him.
Nah, I'm
It
not
sounds
riding for
bad.
him. If you're watching, bro,
Ow.
we're not riding for you.
We are, well, we is heavy. Don't say that. That's my
Nah, my
nephew all the
nephew's a
way.
Steelers fan, and his mindset is always like, if someone has to make the Super Bowl, he really wants someone in the AFC North to make it, so that we could bring more competition to the North. But I hate the Steelers. I hate the Bengals, the Browns.
I
I
don't mind the
could, and
Browns.
not because they helped us out, but the history I guess we have with the Browns. You know, I could stand them, but I don't see myself ever rooting for the Bengals or the Steelers to win a Super Bowl. No way. Now, honestly, though, Kenny, Kenny or Kennedy, Kennedy, right?
Kenny. Kenny D.
Oh, Kenny D. Um, Honestly, I, let me know your opinion, but I don't think you guys make it past the first down. I mean, the first round, because the Texans, even though they're gonna go to Pittsburgh to play you guys, that defense, they're not playing around, bro. They are not playing around, and they got that. So forget that anybody can go down. They're not playing around.
But between CJ Stroud and Aaron Rodgers, like
CJ
crazy.
Stroud has more options. Aaron Rodgers only has DK.
Yeah, but because Aaron Rodgers is more experienced, I feel like Aaron Rodgers would have like a little bit of leverage, okay? Because he is like, how old is he? And how many, like, he's already known. I feel like he studies it way more than CJ Stroud.
He's more experienced in the postseason. He has more experience, right? That is true. But his experience has always been with good weapons, well, not elite weapons. No,
But
you can say elite weapons because he
Metcalf
had
is not
Devontae
horrible.
Adams at his prime.
Oh
At
yeah.
his
Well, that's
prime. Not what the Rams have. No, he had
the Rams have a
Devontae
good
Adams.
Devontae Adams. What are you talking
Okay,
about?
but Devontae Adams at his prime, that's what Aaron Rodgers was working with. Now he's working with DK Metcalf, which End of the roads for him. Calvin Austin, um,
Thielen, right?
MVS. That's all he's working with. The Steelers haven't lost at home on Monday Night Football in 35 years. Hey, I'm gonna take you on that. I want to see if this holds or not. It'll be crazy. Hey, if you guys get past the Texans, nothing gets in your way.
The
Honestly, the Bills. If you had to compare the Bills and Texans, I'd rather face the Bills.
Bills.
New England or Texans, I'm telling you, that Texans defense will get me more scared than the Patriots offense. Then you got the Jaguars. Who else? The Colts. Yeah, if you could get past the Texans, maybe you guys have a shot. But I just don't see a way you guys get past that defense, bro. You guys can't. Nah.
We'll have to see on Monday. I mean, maybe we should go live and watch just to see what
Yeah,
the
man.
Steelers are able to do. Who else is injured for them?
For who?
Who else? For the Steelers. I know Metcalf is
Nah,
not
they
injured,
got
but he's
everybody.
out.
They got everyone back. Um, all the traders are healthy. Yo, I hate seeing Chuck Clark
Did you
and
see how Zay
PQ.
Flowers beat Patrick Queen? I was like, because he just stopped and
Yo,
he was
I
like,
was laughing.
man, he just looks so disappointed.
that
That was nice. That was nice.
was hilarious. The moment I saw number 6, I was like, it's a tutty. It's a tutty. But I couldn't believe that they put PQ on Zay Flowers though. That was
That doesn't make
crazy.
sense. I feel like it
If the
wasn't
Bills
like
get a
meant to
Super Bowl,
happen.
I hope it's a repeat of Super Bowl 48. Nah, I have the Seahawks taking it all the way, bro. Mike, he has a lot to prove, not just to the Seahawks, but I feel like he's gonna prove himself to the Ravens too. And I really do feel like that Seahawks team is playing really hard for Mike, man.
I don't think
Send
they're
them
gonna
boys
go.
packing to
Yeah, Cancun. Haha.
Cancun.
Mm.
I'm already going to Cancun, bro. I'm ready, dressed up for it, man. All right, so let's talk about this, man. Chat. Let's be honest. Do you guys think the Ravens will actually make a move on moving on from John Harbaugh?
I don't think so. I hope so, but I don't think so. That's that's me. I know you said chat, but
Because I personally, I would want it to, but I feel like the Ravens, they're just holding on to that Super Bowl win that John Harbaugh was a part of, and the winning records too. You know that he's always kept us competitive or whatever. I feel like they're still in that mindset, and honestly, I feel like they're just scared of change. I
you know
really,
what though? For John Harbaugh, like
the
I don't think
Ravens
he's a
kicker
bad
was already
person,
nervous.
but he babies the team too much, and I think that's why everybody thinks that we need to get like a tougher coach because you need to like sometimes you need to like smack somebody and say, "Hey, what are you doing?" But I think he's more like he'll just be like, "Okay, it's okay. We'll be fine. Everything will be fine. We'll just move on to the next." And like you have to kind of discuss like what the problems are. You can't just say, "Okay, that's in the past. That was yesterday's news. Let's go ahead and focus on the
Yeah,
next game." And that's you babying your team and everybody. I don't think they don't like him. I think if he's gonna do something for the team and he wants to contribute in any way, he could be like a motivator, like motivational speaker, every now and then come and tell the team like you're great and you're awesome. everybody needs that. It helps morale. It's not a bad thing. And then he wants to have a prayer session. Everybody needs that too. That's great. But you cannot be babying them, and then they will just say they won't feel like I need to do better. They'll be like, okay, it's fine. I messed up this game. I'll just move on to the next. You have
That's
to sit
always
on it.
his thing. After the presser, and I don't feel like he just says it. I feel he actually lives it when he says, "Well, we lost the game, so we're moving on to the Commanders. We're moving on to the Seahawks." You know, like I feel like he literally they don't take a second to see like what they did wrong, what they can do to fix certain things. They literally move on from these big mistakes, you know, and I don't see like that's a good leader to have. You if you're gonna lead, you need to not only lead by looking only at your accomplishments, right? You have to try to fix your mistakes, your errors, right? And I feel like John Harbaugh doesn't do that. He just
Hmm.
wants to move on to the next game. And every time we win a game where I've said plenty of times on this show, I've told you guys, when we win a game and it has not been good, I've told you guys we got lucky. That wasn't a great win. That's not a win that I feel proud
We
to
got lucky
celebrate.
many times, too many
Um,
times.
and Harbaugh just loves to say, well, it wasn't pretty, but it was us. And that's a big thing that I don't like. I personally would not like my leader to say it wasn't pretty, but it was us. No, that's
So
not me.
we're the
I'm
mess.
not,
Yeah.
yeah, you're pretty much saying, "Oh, we got lucky. It's okay." But that's what we do. We always get lucky. Like we need to get out of that mindset. We need to have somebody that's gonna tell us, like, we won, but that was embarrassing. Why, Zay? Why did you drop the ball? Demarcus Robinson, why did you stop running your routes? Like, we need a coach to discipline and keep everyone on their toes, even with a win. But Harbaugh, instead of doing that, he wants to throw an ice cream party where he literally will hire a bunch of ice cream trucks to come by on Monday morning and the team goes out and gets ice cream and they celebrate. No, the very first thing you need to do is go to the meetings and see what were the mistakes and why are we making these mistakes. And that's something that Harbaugh is not doing. We're not going to win any championship off just, we did our best. Who's got it better than us? And I'm not trying to like make him sound as a cornball, but like that doesn't win championships. It doesn't.
I mean, I don't know.
You need a coach that you feel like you could like go to battle for. We don't have that. We really don't. And the worst thing about all of this is that the coach does not know how to handle a player who speaks his mind out. So when he sees that, okay, well, Harbaugh isn't putting people on check, so I'm going to say something to my teammate, like a Marcus Peters. Harbaugh doesn't like that. So that's not good. We need players that are going to want to speak their mind and want to put the coach on check or put the players on check, but they need to put somebody needs to be put on check. If something's not going good, somebody needs to be put on check. And Harbaugh's not doing it, and he doesn't allow it to be done to the players or to himself. That's not a good leader.
Well, hopefully we can move on.
The
But
Ravens need to draft their
the
next
next
pass
pass
rusher.
rusher.
Here's the thing about that, Kenny, and I know you're a Steelers fan. The Ravens, we have a player named Justin Matabike, right? Namdi Matabike. Sorry, he changed his name. Namdi Matabike. And he's a really good player. Not gonna lie to you, he's a really good player. But this player got a neck injury, a serious neck injury, very
Hmm.
serious. And these type of neck injuries, tend to take your career out the window, right? The Ravens had this issue with with a player 2 3 years ago. I forgot his name. I talked about him on my last live. Chas, you guys remember his name? It was a similar situation. He was injured, and they kept it like in on the DL, right? They don't want to really talk about it. They were saying, we'll let his family whenever they're ready to talk about it, to let us know what's his condition, if he's ready to play, if he's gonna retire, or if he's gonna get surgery. They didn't want to talk about it. The head coach, the general manager, nobody wanted to speak on it. So what happened was the Ravens were banking on that player to return and be able to play. So for that reason, they didn't make the decision to draft a pass rusher or to trade for his replacement. They decided to just wait for him to pretty much air out what's his decision, right? It bit us in the ass, right? Because at the end of the day, he came out and he said,
I know.
that he's gonna go to another team and whatever. I think they came to some sort of agreements that he was gonna be able to leave and we were gonna take some of the salary cap hit or whatever, right? The same thing is happening with Matabike. He's injured. Ravens are trying not to talk about it, and we're not going to draft anybody. We're not going to trade for his replacement. We're not going to sign anybody because the Ravens are going to, I guarantee. Oh, it was Tyus Bowser. Just came to mind. Um, the same thing that happened with Tyus Bowser is going to happen to Matabike. When it's too late, the season already started. All off season, all the available pass rushers are already signed to a team. It's going to be too late. And Matabike, we're going to let him tell us that his career is pretty much over. And it's going to be too late because the draft already finished. Every free agent is already signed. And we're back to not having a pass rusher. We're back to relying on Mike Green, So that's the issue. I don't see us getting a pass rusher because we have all our eggs on this
My
Namdi
beginning.
Matabike. We have all our eggs on Matabike, and we shouldn't do that. I love Matabike as a player. As a person, I love what he did with Owe when they traveled to Nigeria, I think. They did this whole thing, documentary. I love him as a person, but we need to cut our losses and say, yo, that's over with. He has a serious neck injury. That's hard to come back from. And I know it would make great for a Netflix movie, a great
Wow.
story, and that's what Harbaugh wants. But not everybody is. Yes,
What is it always with Harvard?
because this is all Harbaugh's doing, bro. I'm telling you.
Wow.
Not everybody is a Ray Lewis. Not everybody can play through a crazy injury and win a Super Bowl. It's not gonna happen.
I can't with you. I can't even. I know you're being serious, but this is funny.
It always comes down to that, man. Like we're not gonna sign anybody, and it's gonna be because we're putting all our eggs on that basket. But I do think we need a pass rush. Now, our priorities for this offseason, I feel that it should be fixing that O line. That O line. And no project players. I'm done with project players. Every time we draft players, it's always somebody that got injured, but they did great in the what is it called in the damn, why can't I get my thoughts together right now? And the Columbine, right? They always do great in the Columbine, like the Andrew Voorhees, how he like tore his ACL or whatever. We should have never signed Voorhees. I don't care how much he was lifting, or was that Carson Vincent? I don't know who it was, but I'm done with all these project players. Falede was a project player. Voorhees project player. I'm done with all these project players. We need players that can actually produce right now. We need to cut this out. Priority is firing Harps or Bashadi selling the team. Yeah.
Um,
EDC, man. If Harps goes, EDC has to go too. He has to go because I'm telling you, the biggest fumble of his career is letting go of Mike. That was just horrible. And another thing, the moment he let Kevin Zeitler walk, that was a horrible, horrible, horrible decision. Now I understand he was up there in age, but you guys saw what he did with the Lions when he left the Ravens, then he went to the Lions. The Lions were going crazy with their running backs. Who was creating those holes? Kevin Zeitler. And then I don't know where else he went after the Lions, but now it's too late. Zeitler at this point in his career, I think yeah, it's not worth it to bring him now. But same with Calais Campbell. I
he's
know he's up there. I know he's up there in age, but they give him a shout out.
Sir X Gemini 5896. Shout out. Big trust. It's like no. I'm trying to get better from the loss, guys, okay? I'm like here like zoning out because I'm like, damn, we really lost. We really freaking lost. And it was like only one field goal. And we almost had
Okay.
it.
6-1 ratio between skilled players and trenches his entire career in the first round.
So wait, another shout out. Wait. As Asmodeus Donatos. Hi. I'm sorry. I don't know. Next time you do the next one. Oh, but you can't read right now.
So,
Hmm.
um, yeah, when it comes to drafting, we have to draft players that are actually ready to play now, not no project players. We need to cut that out, especially in positions that I mean, every position is important, right? But when I say important positions, I mean positions where we cannot afford to. You got it right.
I got it right. you know.
We cannot afford to make mistakes, right? Or to get it wrong because our O line, we can't afford another mistake. Speaking of our O line, Tyler Linderbaum needs to get signed, extended, because I've seen a lot of people saying, "Oh well, we could just draft another center or whatever, or we could sign a veteran or someone off the streets or whatever." You guys forget when we had what was his name? Villanueva. We had was it Macari? Yeah, we had Macari,
Didn't
and then we
know.
had another player that went to the Dolphins. I forgot his name when they were centers for us.
Calais? You said yeah.
No, 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 no. A center. So we had these players that were playing horrible, that were over snapping the ball over Lamar's head, or fumbling the ball during the snap, or getting all these penalties. Keep in mind, in the playoffs against the Bills, the first time Lamar faced the Bills in the playoffs, Lamar got concussed out of the game because the center snapped the ball over Lamar's head, and Lamar tried to recover the ball. And while doing that, he got concussed out of the game. It was the center's fault. So now that we finally have a good center, you guys act like that's easy to find. It's not. That's very hard to find. And that's the only solid piece on that entire O line. Shout outs to Ronnie Stanley, but he's getting older. He's been
Mm.
pretty okay, pretty solid right now, but it's only a matter of time before those injuries start piling back up. And then if that's an issue, the entire O line is back to like nothing. So we need to sign Tyler Linderbaum. I don't care how much it costs. He needs to get signed,
Well, the
in my
next comment
opinion.
says, so we most definitely have to address the pass rush as well as our guards because Lord have mercy, Lamar has taken a hell of a beating all season long. And I agree. I feel like actually the hits that Lamar has taken made him be afraid of the run or just be afraid. That I think I've seen a lot more hesitation from Lamar in the last couple seasons than I did when we first saw him. At first he was like all over the place, like it just like it gave fearless, and right now it's like I think he's
Yeah, because
not, it
even when
doesn't
he's
feel safe.
scrambling, when he's scrambling, that's not enough because a lot back then you would see him scramble when the pocket wasn't safe, and you could see that the right guard, left guard would kind of hold them away from him while he's scrambling. But now they can't even do that. Like literally, Falele, even after Lamar leaves the pocket, he's still just blocking
In
air.
the air. That
And you
sucks.
see these guys chasing Lamar. You see three, four guys chasing him. That was unheard of back then. And that because they would try to keep those rushers away from Lamar so that he could scramble. Now you see 3, 5 dudes after Lamar. So yeah, it's definitely the guard situation needs to be addressed ASAP.
ASAP. Says Kevin Zeitler is still there. I'm bitter as hell. We didn't bring him back. If there's anything to perfectly describe Kevin Zeitler, is that it would be durable, reliable, and fundamentally sound. And then it says, you think that's bad? Emery Jones played on both sides of guard and outplayed both Falele and
And Voorhees, yeah.
Voorhees. That's true, man. And Emery Jones is the one that John doesn't have confidence in. What does that speak about you? Because you have confidence in the guy that is so. There's so much tape of him just like I don't know, wobbling in place, and you got Emery Jones, so you're like, I don't know. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
Says here,
Anyone here
anyone here
miss?
miss Kevin Zeitler? Because I sure as hell do. We need his services at guard ASAP. If it's not him, someone like him that can actually do his job.
With Zeitler, I haven't kept up with him. I know with the Lions, I definitely was keeping up, and he was still doing a great job. A lot of us in the flock were okay with him leaving because they were saying, well, he's older, he's probably not gonna produce as good as he did the last season. But when he was with the Lions, I saw him perfect. Now I don't know because now obviously it's probably like 3, 4 years later. I don't know how well he would do now, but I wouldn't mind him bringing him in if we're gonna compare him to Falele Voorhees. Give me Kevin Zeitler any day, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and with Emery Jones, um, we're gonna let go of Falele and Voorhees. I feel, and we're gonna insert Emery Jones. I feel like we should have done this during this season by week 5, even from the beginning of the season, just so that we could see what we're dealing with, if we're good at that position or not. Because now we're gonna have to do this next season. And let's say he's not good as he looked the last 2 games he started, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we have to wait an entire season to finish so that we could draft his replacement. When we could have already known by the end of this season if he earned this spot or do we need to find his replacement.
Right.
That's why I didn't like the way the Ravens were going about it. They were just trying to finish off for Lele. I'm guessing to see if they could get some value out of him by the end of the season so we could trade him for at least a 7 round picks because you guys know how much EDC collects these draft picks just to draft a bunch of Faleles and Andrew Voorhees.
Mm-hmm.
It tells me Harz doesn't play the best guys on our roster. He'll defer to years of experience in the league, draft picks, and salary impact over talent. Yep, that's 1000% true, man. 1000% true. We don't always put our best players out there, and this is something that we called Harbaugh out on plenty of times, and it's a big reason why a lot of people feel like it's time for him to go because we can't keep putting that pointing the finger at the coordinator saying they're the ones doing it because this has happened under every coordinator that's been under John Harbaugh. The same issue has been there, so
Yeah,
that only points the finger to John Harbaugh.
right.
It's
And
the
that
same
next
deal.
comment, the lack of use of DeAndre Hopkins and it's Tez Washington, right?
Yeah, Tez Walker.
Walker, Walker.
The D Hop,
It's
oh man.
that pisses me off.
Any
He
other team, he will get used a million times more, bro. But what was the actual point of signing DeAndre Hopkins if you're not gonna use him? In this last game, he had 13 snaps blocked. DeAndre Hopkins had 13 snaps. Even if the ball's not going his way, put him on there so that if nothing is open, you give
they can,
Lamar a chance to throw a 50-50 ball to DeAndre Hopkins, who is incredible at the 50-50 balls, which I don't know why Lamar didn't throw more 50-50 balls at DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, that's what he's known for, catching those 50-50 balls. And we didn't use him in that manner at all.
no, I just didn't even we didn't use him in like any manner. Like it felt like he was just
Yeah,
there for show and we don't we can't afford to have somebody there just for show. Everybody
yeah.
everybody just needs to use somebody who you already know is known for
He
his
was just there
ability.
like to kind of distract
But
distract
no.
everyone. But
But okay, so he'll distract you, but then they started not covering him as much and he was open many, many times. And it's just I don't know. Don't give it to him. Why would you
did you
not? If
see
he's
did you see DeAndre Hopkins his interview at the locker after the game?
no, what did he say?
He was just like we were just three, what do you say, like 3 yards away from making the playoffs, meaning like the missed
Yeah.
field goal.
Mm.
But he looked disappointed, man. He looked mad disappointed, and I don't really think it's so much of us losing the game. I just feel like
He's
how
trying to
much
retire.
usage we got out of him. Like
That too?
I came here and you guys literally didn't use me for anything.
Yeah.
And he showed a lot of potential with the crazy catches that he had. He's constantly getting PI called on him. So he just showed a bunch of potential and we didn't use him to the max, and we should have. We should have done it at the by Emery was one of those players ETC brought, and that was already hurt. Yeah, Emery. Oh yeah, Emery Jones was hurt. That's why we didn't start him from the very beginning, because we were waiting for him to get better. But those are the things that we need to stop doing. We gotta stop drafting David Ajabo situations where they tore their ACL, their hamstring, whatever. Stop drafting those players. Get players who are ready to play now and have proven that they're ready to play now. And
Well,
trade away the draft. We don't need 40 drafts, bro. We never hit on every one of them. I'd rather you trade away the fifth, sixth, seventh round pick for like a third round or fourth round. But EDC loves to use every single one of them. He
but
didn't get
me-
healthy until the middle of the season and didn't even have a single day of practice up to the point. Yeah. Yeah. Also happened with Kian. Yeah, Kian Mitchell was another one that
he got hurt.
that we didn't get to use him. But that was more so, I think, because Harbaugh was playing favoritism with Justice Hill and Rasheen Ali, which pissed me off because they were saying, well, there wasn't a spot for Kian Mitchell on the roster, but there somehow was for Rasheen Ali. And I'm like, Why
Just
not
saw
give Kian
Kate
Mitchell that
Mitchell.
spot?
I
Oh
agree.
well, he can't block. Neither could our guards. Neither could our Falele Voorhees.
Mm,
So why does that matter? Kian Mitchell should have been started. This is why I'm not sure how bad EDC has actually been doing. Ours
maybe
isn't cooking
cooking.
with the groceries he's been given. Yep.
Mm, yeah.
You'll
I don't think that the
never.
plays are creative either with the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. It just feels like a lot of the plays
They're
they're,
handicapped.
they're not creative. They're not like, I don't know why, but it just seems like they could read very well what the hell we're about to do. And the only time they were surprised is when they did that hurricane play. And they were like, "What's going on?" But why do we have to do that once in a blue moon? We should come up with more creative plays.
Yeah.
Ugh.
This will never happen, but my dream this offseason, we keep Lamar, Henry, and fire Harbs and hire Brian Flores as our head coach. Yeah, Brian Flores, that's one that a lot of people have been hoping for. Forced four interception, three fumbles against the Lions, knocked them out of the playoffs. Imagine how transfer the defense and having Lamar on that field. Yeah. Yeah, Brian Flores definitely causes issue for players like Lamar Jackson, and we have that on our conference. A lot of players like that. You have Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes. Now you're even seeing it with Bo Nix, right? You're
Mm,
seeing more C.J. Stroud. You're seeing more mobile quarterbacks, and Brian Flores seems to know how to contain these players, and kind of bring that pressure, right? So I think Brian Flores would be a great head coach for the Ravens. I don't know how he is with his players. Someone earlier said that he supposedly is very tough on them. And if that's the case, that's exactly what we need. That's
yeah.
exactly what we need. To hide the lack of O line play, we abandoned the checkdowns with Lamar. The thing with the checkdowns, Lamar always does the whole what is that called? The screen pass, and he can't execute them. Lamar struggles executing the screen
The
pass.
screen passes.
The quick passes, when the no look pass, he has been struggling with that. So all of the rest of the offseason, he needs to practice the no look pass, the screen pass, and the quick pass. That's all that needs to be fixed from Lamar's part. Checkdowns is an extension of the run and protects the ball. Also, stop running Henry up the middle so much. I've been saying that
Yeah, you
we
said
don't
it
get
all day
creative.
yesterday.
How we use Henry, it's always up the middle, up the middle. Like you gotta draw up better plays for Henry.
Mm-hmm.
Like just try to look at what the Titans used to do with Henry. But anyways, guys, my battery is at 2%. It's gonna die at any second. So we'll do this again tomorrow. We're gonna try to get more organized. I'm gonna try to put down some like questions or whatever so we could see how we could um talk about certain situations or whatever, and hopefully more news comes out. The news that we all want, right? John Harbaugh out of here. I hope we see that before we see Todd Munkins out of here, because we're supposedly gonna keep Zach Orr. I hope that doesn't happen. But anyways, Flock, I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. All right. Thanks.
Bye. Take
Thanks each and
care.
every one of you guys for watching. And shout outs to you to what was your name for the donation? Oh no,
Kenny D.
Kennedy. Kennedy, shout outs to you for the $5 donations, man. Thank you. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video.
Bye.
I don't even know how to close this. Yo, I don't even know how to close this.
You gotta hit the X
And
button.